Some of you guys are depressed because college is over. College is done. And all of your friends are boring now. They're boring. Your life sucks, which I know it does. And, right. But guys, there's a new meta for life after college, which people don't know. People don't know. There's an in-group that understands this secretive society of people that are living the life after college. And I only ever saw it when I did something. And I'm going to tell you guys all about it, okay? But there's a new meta. Okay? If you don't want, listen, this is how it is in America, right? You have so much fun in college or whatever, or at least you have friends, right? I didn't go crazy in college, but, I definitely know some people that did, but, you have, friends at least in college, and life is fun, and then one day college ends, and this kind of actually happens junior year or senior year. But one day, you're doing an internship and all of a sudden life is boring because your life sucks. You know why? Because corporate office culture sucks. None of us want to be part of this crap, bro. What, how I talked about what is the incentive in my other video? What's the incentive for the corporate office life either? That shit is ass, bro. I don't want your pizza party. I don't want your HR department. All you weirdos that get offended at everything, just leave me alone. I don't want to work alongside all you weird people, bro. Weird people, man. If you're staying in an office cubicle that's 1 meter by 1 meter and you're perfectly happy, you're a psychopath. I don't want you around me. You should, if you're in an office cubicle, you should be planning on how the fuck to get the fuck out of there, bro. Who's happy? Some people are happy, bro. Anyways. So, life after college is ass, bro. What do we do? Guys, there's the meta. There's a fucking meta. You guys don't understand. Listen, I'm 25, okay? I'm on the meta. I'm on my way to the meta, okay? If you don't know what a meta is, it's pretty much like a plan. It's like the thing that you do. It's like the architecture or whatever. It's the plan. You know what I mean? So, let me tell you a story. So, I am going to tell a different story another day about how traveling changed my life, because it did. But basically, I made a video on TikTok that went viral, got 18 million views, and I made $5,000 from that. And then that same month, this was 2 years ago, that same month, I then made another video where I reviewed a product, and for some reason that blew up too. And I made at least I made about $5,000 from that too. Damn. Okay, so I made $3,000 in commissions and $2,000 in the views. Damn. Okay, anyways. So all in all, I made $10,000 on TikTok in 1 month. That was the first time I've ever made $10,000 in 1 month. And by the way, if you're wondering what that's like, it feels like you are fucking rich, is what it feels like. You feel like Bill Gates, if that happens to you. If you ever make $10,000 in 1 month, even if it's just an accident or a one-off thing, you will be walking around like you're rich as fuck. You will understand what it feels like to be rich. Because it's easy. See, the thing was, I've made money. I've saved up $7 grand before that, but I had to work my ass off, right? But this was the first time I made $10,000, and it took me, let's see, took me about 10 minutes to post the first video that made $5,000. So that's pretty good hourly rate. And then the next video I made, that probably took about 2 hours. So that was, you know, $2,500 an hour. So yeah, like when you get money every day residually for like nothing, because I was still getting like money from like just like commissions every day for like a couple of months. I just get $100 a day. So when you're like that, dude, you feel like messed up, because you're like, yo, how did you made that much money for nothing? But anyways, whatever, that's besides the point. I went to Mexico, and listen, I had heard about these people called digital nomads, right? But I thought they were dorks. And to be honest, they are still dorks. I'm not about to tell you they're not dorks, because they are dorks. They work on a computer all day, right? But what I didn't think was, I'd see them on TikTok, and I thought they were faking it. I thought they were making it up, because I didn't believe them. Like, you know those videos of them working like in a pool chair? This my day in the life, sipping a fucking latte. They do that. They do that in real life. I literally saw it. I saw it. And that was the point at which I realized, wait, bro, these people actually exist. I thought they were like cosplaying as a digital nomad on social media. I didn't think they actually sat on a fucking beach and sipped coconuts and worked for like 4 hours a day. I didn't think that was real. But I saw it. So anyways, I was in Mexico. I went to Puerto Escondido. That's actually a place where a lot of digital nomads go. And I didn't see them for a while. But I remember this one time I was at a coffee shop, and there's this giant fucking like hostel that's literally the size of like a small town or city. Like, it literally has levels that go up. There's this steep hill, and you just keep climbing upstairs, and it goes to different levels. One level's like a fucking it's called Selena, by the way. One level is like a club. One level's like a view. One level's like a bar with a view of everything. One level's like a bunch of hammocks that people sleep on. It's just crazy, right? So I never stayed there, but a lot of digital nomads did. And yeah, bro, I literally, guys, I remember, this is a detail I forgot to tell you. They had a DJ going 24/7. I don't know why, but they had a different DJ every single day that would just play a set the whole day. Even if nobody was like in the pool area, the DJ would still be going crazy. Like crazy. So yeah, I remember I saw, I walked out to the pool, and we're talking like, this is a tropical paradise, bro. And I'm not just saying that. Like, okay, so the one side, there's beach over here. So there's like a beach, and, you know, this is one of the surfing capitals of the world on the one side. It's called Zicatela Beach. And then on the other side is the hostel, and there's a road in between them. Now, you know, the road's beautiful. You see beach, you see palm trees just everywhere. It's like tropical, kind of like a jungle. And then Selena is like, it's like these, it's stuff that's like tropical architecture is the best way I can describe it. But yeah, so, man, I kind of lost my train of thought. But what I'm trying to get at is, I was working on my own stuff. So I had decided to go to Mexico for like two months, but then I ended up changing it to 3 months. But basically, the whole time I was there, I was like so happy about being there that I used to go out in the street and I'd sip coffee, and sometimes I would just tear up because I was literally so happy. And I used to be like, I'm so thankful to be here, yada, yada, yada. Because, bro, every day the weather was perfect. It was a blue sky every single day. Perfect sun, 80s every single day. The weather's clockwork. And every day I would go either spearfishing, surfing, I'd swim the ocean, I'd work on my laptop. It was lit. So I was like, I was so happy about it. I was trying to figure out how to get a remote job. I tried many times. One time this like midget dude almost scammed me, from this guy from the UK, like really short Indian guy tried to scam me, like saying it was a job when it wasn't. So that shit pissed me off. Nothing against Indian midgets, but like that shit was bullshit. So I basically, long story short, I failed. I made like $50 on TikTok and that was it. But anyways, I was at work at the cafe, and I walk out to go to the bathroom, and I see like 3 people sipping a fucking coconut, dude, or some type of drink, and they're working on their MacBook in the pool area in a pool chair. And I was like, this is the shit I would only see on TikTok. Are you seriously telling me that these people actually live a life like this? They do. They do. They have a bullshit, dude. Okay, I'm not going to say it's bullshit, but they have some type of job where they work on their laptop and they'll just chill at the pool. Okay, some people can't work like that. That's fair. Totally fair. Okay, but the other people, they would just go in their coffee shop and they put their noise canceling headphones on and they'd sip a latte in the air conditioned coffee shop with a view of the beach outside, and they'd still do their work. So like, either way, pretty nice working conditions if you ask me. And that, bro, that wasn't the only one I saw. I saw this other one when I was at the hostel. There are tons of digital nomads too. What do? I don't know. But apparently, they just sit on their laptop and work. And they work for like 4 hours a day. Because, let's be honest, if you work at a corporate office, you are wasting your life. Guys, studies have shown that it's almost impossible to actually work at full capacity for 8 hours a day. Seriously. So basically, corporations are literally wasting your fucking life. And you're agreeing to it. Okay? They literally want you to be there to give the appearance of productivity. Because studies have shown that most people work maybe 3-4 hours a day of actual difficult work. We're not meant to work 8-10 hours because it's just something we can't do. Now, maybe physically, but mentally, we just get worn out. There's only a certain amount of decisions you can make per day. We all know that. There's only studies have shown that the bit rate that human brain processes information in is like capped at like, I don't know, like 20 bits per second, which is horrible. I don't know. You get my point though, right? People with remote jobs, they just work as much as they would have worked in the office anyways. Because in the office, let's be honest, you're going to work for 4 hours, maybe 3. if you're one of those DEI girls on TikTok, you're going to work for like 1 and spend the rest of the day at the salad bar and the jacuzzi. But anyways, you're going to work for like 4 hours, and then you're going to be like, well, I guess it's time to go to the coffee bar. And then you're going to walk over there, and then you're going to walk back, and then you're going to check email, and then you're going to listen to a podcast while you look like you're working, and you're going to do whatever the F you do, okay? By the way, my phone can only record to 20 minutes, so that's why the last one cut off. So if I cut off, then I will make a part 2, probably. But I literally am out of space on my phone. I'm sorry. So anyways, the thing about digital nomads that's cool, besides their cringiness, is that they do work as long as they want. And let's be honest, that's only like 4 or 5 hours a day of like deep work. You know what I mean? Where you're like actually really focused. You're really getting a lot of shit done. And you're allowed to be productive without, like, you're rewarded for being productive. Because if you're productive and you have your own business, then you got a lot of stuff done. Now you can go spend the rest of the day at the beach because you were more productive. Whereas if you're more productive in a corporate job, you got paid the same amount per hour, or you got paid the same amount either way, and you become the one person in the group that does the work for everyone else. Because everyone looks at you and then goes, wow, that guy's really smart. Hey, why don't we just let you take it over? And that's literally what happens. And then one person does the whole project, and then the rest of the people make TikToks about how dope their job is. So anyways, listen. I saw a life, okay? I saw a life that people lived, which was mind-boggling to me. And what I'm here to say is, after college, life doesn't just end, okay? You can still have fun or whatever the fuck you want. Because let's be honest, a lot of us don't want to get married immediately anymore, okay? Maybe, 20 years ago, after college, we'd be married. And that's totally fine, okay? But some of us just don't really, we haven't really figured that out yet. We don't want to, like, really decide on that. Let's be honest, we're immature, but that's just what we are, right? For people like that, we need a similar lifestyle that matches it. Okay, now, for me, I don't want to get married at the time because I actually just want to travel and I want to have a little more freedom to live a lifestyle where I can be completely spontaneous and enjoy it while I have it. So, yeah, that's my reasoning. So, basically, okay, guys, there's this lady staring at me, and she's throwing me off, man. She sat down to just stare at me. All right, no, I'm gonna power through this. I'm not gonna let her ruin my video. All right, so yes, I just want to live a life with less responsibilities for a couple years, and then maybe I'll get married, right? That's just my goal. Because I figure, like, I only have one life. I might as well enjoy a bit of freedom with no responsibilities while I can, because that's not something that most people really have a lot of time to enjoy or really have. A lot of people that are married, they tell me, hey man, you should enjoy your 20s a little bit before you get a kid and wife and all that stuff, because once that happens, you're never going to go back. And that's kind of true, unless you have only a wife and no kid. Because if she divorces your ass, then you definitely still have a chance at just, like, doing whatever the F you feel like. But what I'm trying to get at is that you might feel like, what do I do in this phase of my life? I'm not a adult who wants to get married yet, but I'm also not a kid in college. And I don't want to act like the Nelk boys, right? I don't want to be like going to the university at 27. Guys, let's get to the main point once again. The new meta is to get a remote job or to get a remote income or to make a business that you can run on a laptop. And if you don't think it's real, I'm here to tell you, I literally saw it, okay? And I'm an honest person. I saw it. I saw people working in like the rooftop of a hostel with the beach as their like view. Just like in a swimsuit. I did see it. I promise you. I promise you it's real. These are like the nobility of our generation. These are like kings and queens. So anyways, before I run out of time, because I don't know how much time I have on my phone. The new meta is to get a job that you can do on your laptop, whatever it is. Maybe it's teaching English, whatever. I actually made a Discord server with a bunch of remote job ideas that I've come up with. And I'm not trying to sell you guys any course because I'm too lazy to make a course. The second reason is because the ideas on my Discord are all my personal ideas. And honestly, I was just feeling generous, okay? So anyways, maybe I'll link the Discord. But the meta that I've seen is there's a age bracket between college and full blast adulthood where you have kids and all that. And this is the digital nomads. These people are literally living life like college, like Love Island, like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. They're living life better than college students. College students are broke. These people are literally, they have a lot of money saved up because they live in a cheaper country. Everything doesn't seem expensive because they have a good income. And again, they live in a cheaper country. They almost always live somewhere beachy and, like nice and tropical. They can usually afford a really nice apartment. They go to like, they don't just drink on the weekends. They drink every day if they want, right? And the hostels they stay at are way cooler, and hotels and everything are way cooler than a college dorm. And I'm not joking. The girls are literally more attractive than at college. None of it makes sense. These people live like they're on a vacation 24/7. It's crazy. Nobody's talking about this, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you told me, right, would you rather live life as a college student for the rest of your life or as a digital nomad? I would rather live life as a digital nomad because I can stay in nice places that are nicer than a college. I can be around women that are cuter than the ones in college and nicer to me, like fellow travelers and all that. I can party, have better parties. I'll talk about the parties in a second. I can travel and I can make money. I mean, this all sounds like way better, actually. So these people, basically, what they do is they have their job, they sip a fucking coconut, and they sit in a chair, and they work for like 4 or 5 hours, and then they just kind of fuck off and go to the beach, and they do whatever they feel like that day. And I'm not making it up, really. They're like these people that you can tell that's them because they got like this giant backpack. They'll have like a backpack that's taller than them somehow. And So you can like see who they are, because they travel around with just a backpack, right? But yeah, and some of them just party like every night. Some of them just party, dude. And the parties I went to in Puerto Escondido, they were cool. I'm not exactly like the super partying type. It's not something that gets me super. I can't really get into it personally. But the I knew for a fact that a lot of these digital nomad types would just party at night, and it'd be any night of the week that they felt like, pretty much. And it was just crazy to see. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, this is like the new meta after college. If you don't want to become a full-fledged flagship adult, you just become a digital nomad, I guess, and you live life better than college. That's what it looked like to me. So I literally, yeah, so these people literally were living life better than college. And sorry, I just gotta think for a second. This lady's really tripping me the F up. Like, she just keeps walking towards my car one step at a time in slow motion. She's like 80 years old, and she won't stop making eye contact with me. So yeah, and then another thing that people do is, if they want to save even more money than what they do, is they work at a hostel. They use something called World Packers, which is a website that connects you with hostels. And basically, you work like 4 hours a day at a hostel, maybe 20 hours a week. And then you could teach yoga or whatever you're good at, or clean toilets if you suck at everything, or be a receptionist if you can speak multiple languages, or be the party coordinator. And that's a fun one. Coming up with the parties is cool. All the events and stuff. But people literally do this, and they live in the hostel for free, and then they have friends. The biggest obstacle you run into is like getting lonely. So, working at a hostel is the best part about that, in my opinion, is having friends as a result of that, in a social circle. Because let's be honest, like, humans are pack animals. So, yeah, and then you also don't have to pay for housing. So some people do that. I do know some digital nomads that did that. And yeah. By the way, if you're trying to get a remote job, I'd say the best way to do it is to go on a trip and go to a hostel and just look for digital nomads. And just kind of stay at the hostel for a couple days and become friends with them. And honestly, just ask them if they can give you a recommendation after a couple beers. Or a referral, job referral. Now, does this totally work? No, but it worked for me. However, the dude ended up backing out, but when he was drunk, he said he would give me a job referral to his software sales job. But then the next day he asked me who I was. So, because I saw him at the hostel the next day, and I was like, dude, thanks so much for the job referral. And he's like, what? So I guess he was really drunk. But the point is, like, maybe if you have some friends, then if you make some friends that are the digital nomads, they can give you some tips for what company they work at. Maybe they can get you in. Maybe you could pay them for a referral. I don't know if that's even a real, thing that people do, but that's just an idea. There are a lot of things that you could do, but the best way is to get a referral from somebody, or at least have them tell you, hey, what you really gotta do is you gotta email this person, and then you gotta talk to this person, because they'll know all the ins and outs of their own company. But yeah, the job recommendation I almost got was a software sales job, so that's cool. The other way is the way I'm doing it is possibly work at a hostel to get the free rent and stay, and then for extra money for food and stuff, maybe just have a YouTube channel that's monetized. Try and see if you can make some money that way. But anyways, the point is, do not be sad, Padawan, that life sucks. Because when I make these videos that life sucks, it does suck. But it mostly sucks in America. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, life with a foreign income in another country, an American income in almost any other country, is fucking awesome. It's awesome, dude. Like, it literally kind of cured my depression a little bit. Like, I don't want to say anything cured my depression or something, but like, it legit gave me something to look forward to. Because life was just really fun in the time, when I was there. And I was there for like 3 months, but like, life is great. It really gave me kind of new hope for like, that there's a way, there's like a meta, you know what I mean? I've realized there's a meta. This is a thing that people are doing. I just didn't really get it. I didn't understand that this is how people break out of this matrix. Wow, now I'm starting to sound like somebody. So basically, by the way, I'm sweating because when my car is on, my phone connects to the Bluetooth microphone and it sounds absolutely horrible. But anyways, that's what people do. By the way, when I first went to a hostel, I was really expecting everybody there to be like 20 to 25. I don't know why, but I just thought that everybody that went to hostels were young. Like, I thought they would all be very young, like college age. But then I realized, oh yeah, most of these people are literally in college. There weren't that many young people. Not really. No. Except for like maybe some other countries, like European ones, Scandinavian countries, South American countries. There were some like maybe 20-year-olds. But most of the people actually were about the age of 25 to 40. 35, 40. And I'd say the median age was probably 31, maybe 30, 31. And the outliers were like 25 and 40. But anyways, most digital nomads are like digital nomads the age of like maybe anywhere from 25 if you're a young digital nomad to like 40 or up, 40 and onwards, but the point is, like, this is what people are doing, man. It's real, and that's all I got to say. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna literally press end to my recording and I'm gonna remember something I wanted to say, but the point I'm trying to get at is that life is dope. There is a kind of answer to America's sucking, and it's to get a remote income. I'm not trying to sell you a course. I kind of wish I was, because I need money. But you know what? I do have a Discord, so I'll link the Discord below. And also, I have a second channel that is an animation channel, and I'm trying to get it started so that I can become a digital nomad. So please go give my second channel a follow so that I can get another source of income. Thank you guys for watching. And oh, by the way, I'm going to be releasing my vlogs from Mexico soon, so please don't forget to give those a watch too. I think they're going to be interesting, and you can know what I was talking about from my videos. So thank you guys, and have a good one.